It's Ken Lee.
And Don Harder.
And we're here to recap the top 3 stories in December 2011 that are the most widely read on our Twitter feed. The number one most widely read Twitter news piece, or not news in this case, but it was actually a video that you can find on YouTube called "We Got That B-Roll," and it's a parody of B-roll.
Doing things for your next commercial? We got that B-roll. We got that B-roll.
So Don, what were your thoughts about this video? Why did it become so popular?
Well, some of the I noticed right away 820,000 views. I mean, it's super popular. It's definitely not Bieber popular, but it's in terms of a YouTube video. The content is just really funny. It was well done. The production value is, it's kind of up there. It's not super HD or anything like that, but you could definitely tell that a lot of thought was put into it. But overall, it just makes you laugh, especially if you're in the industry. You totally get it. You totally understand what they're talking about and what they're making fun of.
We did a little bit of research on it. Kind of came from the LA Comedy Sketch Club, Cream. I think my main point here, if you look and Google this, "We Got B-Roll," pages and pages, you'll see it in places where it makes sense. It's a comedy sketch club, and college comedy humor picks it up. But then you get to some page 2, page 3, and you've got people that almost have nothing to do. But then you get to other websites like, wow, photojournalist sites and independent sites. If you've got great content, distribution takes care of itself. There's always role to optimize distribution, but I think the principle here for Life Sciences Company is really focus on your content. The other thing is just in a recent Wired story about some of these YouTube one-hit wonders. They're trying to extend their shelf life, and the way they're doing that is by coming together. And they're coming together actually not outside of LA. What that actually brings us to is this second most widely read Twitter news link, because the reason they're coming together is not to meet up with media producers. It's actually to meet with each other and innovate, collaborate, and create new content. So maybe you can lead us into the second most widely read Twitter article.
Sure. So he's talking about with 2,924 views, we're looking at the why in-person socializing is a mandatory to-do item. And something that we all relate to, especially here at our agency, is kind of getting outside of your typical places. So the way the article goes is there's 3 places. You've got your home, you've got work, and then there's this third place. And that is an opportunity for us to really get outside, meet with people that we're loosely connected to, kind of like what you're saying with these YouTube one-hit wonders, but to get a chance to just broaden ourselves, to have dialogue, to debate, to kind of exercise those muscles that you don't get to do when you're sitting behind a screen or that you're on the phone. There's something that's just missing. So it's important to go back, meet with people in person, and just kind of challenge yourself and grow a little bit. And for me, I use the example of a Flickr group that I am part of local photographers here in Chicago. And I don't know these folks very well, but we get together every once in a while as time permits, and we shoot together. There's no topic, there's no theme, we're just together, we help one another, critique one another, push one another. But I feel like I grow as a photographer, and I think this is a great opportunity for people to kind of embrace that idea and to grow as professionals.
They talk about that growth, and the growth, when that happens and it's done the right way. The second point here, the first, you talked about you need to argue your ideas more. And when you do that, the result here is you'll do better work. And they cite a study by Harvard researchers saying those peer-reviewed papers, they looked at 35,000 of them. The ones that attracted the most citations from other papers were those done, quote, within 30 feet of another. So collaboration certainly is key to innovation. The third story, how many hits, Don? You seem to have all
1512.
1512 brings us to one of your favorite topic areas, and that's mobile media. Do you want to set this one up?
Sure. So the story we're talking about here is Amazon will pay shoppers $5 to walk out of stores empty-handed. it's a little bit misleading because it's not like they handed me a $5 bill to do this.
Did you get your $5?
I did not.
Okay.
And I will write a strongly worded letter to the folks at Amazon. But the idea here is that they want people to go into stores. So you walk into Best Buy, and instead of walking out with a brand new Sony television, you actually walk out having ordered your Sony television from Amazon, and they'll give you $5 off your purchase. So there's a couple things going on with this. Number one, besides the misleading title that I'm still a little angry about, but the idea here is that they're wanting to push people to think mobile first. And what I mean by that is we're seeing record smartphone activations over this recent holiday, and people going into stores and saying, I know I can get that on the internet for $100 cheaper, but instead of waiting until you get home to do that, make that decision, you can do it right there. And that's the beauty of what mobile gives us. That's what the promise of smartphones are. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's what they're really trying to push here.
Yeah, I think you made a great point. And actually, I was just reading another article, same issue, that talked about the YouTube one-hit wonders, the appearance of flash mobs, and how one of the basic thresholds that flash mob requires is the adoption of a technology. In this case, in England, for those mobs, they all had the BlackBerry. And you talk about the ubiquity of mobile phones. Scientists have mobile phones as well. They have lots of them. And Lab Manager did a study. They actually surveyed their own readers, and they found that about 61% of people either had apps for their iPad or mobile phone, or they were going to. And so it's not escaping the lab. Scientists are using phones. They had some great examples there. One was using an iPad tablet and scanning via a barcode on products to handle inventory, and that all that paperwork is now just done automatically. Biorad, you and I worked on this together, has an app for PCR, to optimize PCR processes. And the way that my client talked to me about it was that if you're at a trade show or at a conference and you're looking at a poster, you can immediately plug in some of the data from this poster into the app and see if they've done good PCR experiments. You know, you're not going to have the ability to take that poster home with you and do that. You can evaluate it right there. And you talked about immediacy. It could be at a trade show. It could be in the hallway talking to colleagues, just pulling out your mobile phone, doing some quick calculations and making that happen.
Yeah, and I think that's going to happen more and more. You were mentioning statistics. 29% of folks use their mobile devices to just initiate information about new products. And we found, anecdotally, that we exhibit the same behaviors at work that we do at home. So that number, 61% of scientists have an access to a mobile phone. As they start becoming more familiar with what the potential of that device is, they're going to do more with it. They just will.
It'll be interesting to see how fast these things are going to be adopted, but you better be there. And one of the simplest things that our clients can do is just mobile optimize their websites. As people are waiting in line or at a trade show, as we talked about, and you're looking up a new company, somebody you just talked to, you're probably going to, in the downtime, maybe just take a quick look. And somebody gave you that business card. The first thing you're probably going to do is look up their website and see what that company's all about. And the good first impression is for it to be optimized for your viewing.
Yeah, and a good example we were talking about just a little bit ago to bring this full circle is one of the beauties of the Amazon website is the ease of purchase. So imagine you're in the lab and you just use one of the last bits of your consumables, and to be able to order that within 5 seconds and not have to worry a purchasing agent or anything like that, I think there's an obvious connection there.
So these were the first 3 stories that we decided to tackle based on popularity. They had to do with one, video and PR. That was we got B-roll. And number 2, social media and the importance of the third place and meeting in person. And 3, mobile media. So I think we touched on a lot of great subjects here, and hopefully we've applied them to life sciences.
Yeah, absolutely. So stay tuned for next month. We'll be back with the top 3 stories of January. Ken and I will review those, and we look forward to your comments. Please check out the links that we have on this page so that you can see what we're talking about, and feel free to retweet or tweet us and let us know what you think.
Thanks.
Thank you.